comes. Look at the strength, and he just rips the ball loose. That's a good, clean steal, and he picks it up.
Now he's waiting for the ball. Pippen inside to Cartwright. The fadeaway doesn't fall, but he draws the foul.
Boy, I tell you what, Cleveland is really upset with the officiating. They felt that there was no warrant to that foul as Bill Cartwright faded away from the shot. And at the other end, they did not get that call, so they are very frustrated right now with the officiating.
That's 2 on Doherty. It's 107-105, Chicago. 2:51 to go in overtime. Cleveland has been unable to score in the overtime period in 1 minute 9 seconds. They've had a couple of opportunities. Once again, you talk about playoff basketball. That's what we're looking at here.
You're talking about.
And once again, who do you go to? As you pointed out earlier, you've got to look for the Cartwrights to come and play big for you.
They got, Bill Cartwright, stepped up and took an important offensive foul, and now he steps in and makes 2 free throws. So again, the little things, all right, that win basketball games. Cleveland needs to score on this possession.
Price going by Armstrong off the glass, and the free throw, a three-point opportunity for Price. You pointed that out at the beginning of this overtime period. Price against Armstrong.
Well, that's a matchup. Mark Price, and that's not to belittle B.J. Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong was a rookie. He's cutting his teeth right now. Actually, Bill Cartwright actually got a piece of that ball. He's cutting his teeth right now against Mark Price, one of the better guards in the NBA. Mark Price has got to put the pressure on him every time down the floor.
Price has 27 in this game. Make that 30 in this game. Here's Pippen, who lost the handle on it. Cavaliers trail by 1. What a big turnover.
They need to take the lead here, Bob. I can't impress upon you enough the importance psychologically of them getting into the lead.
They're trying to get it to Nance, posted down low. Pippen stepped around, committed the foul on the entry pass. And Pippen will have 5 personal fouls. Team foul situation, 4 against the Cavs, 2 against the Bulls, with 2:17 to go in overtime. 1-point ball game. And Cleveland gets a timeout. Dick Helm filling in for the ejected Lenny Wilkins, who went out in the 3rd quarter.
Cleveland has 4 team fouls, Bob, so right now Chicago is in the penalty. Chicago only 2, so Cleveland right now still not shooting free throws. You see fouls, Jordan 4, Pippen 5, Paxson out. Williams, Elo, Nance all with 5. I still, and I don't want to belabor the point, B.J. Armstrong against Mark Price. Watch what happens in that matchup here in the last 2 minutes and 17 seconds of this game.
Williams will inbound. See if they run Price off the screens here.
This might be that triple, that 4 screens. Here comes Price, 4 screens.
There's 1.
Here's 2. Here comes 3. Nance cleaning it up. Right
There's
there.
4.
And you count it right there.
And the shot. No, we needed that to fall.
That's the play. Mark Price looked over here and he smiled at me. Did you see? Huh?
He looked right at the bench at Doug Collins and said, all right, you said we'd do it. We did it. I should have hit the jump. 1:52 to go. Chicago leading it by 1. Jordan doesn't get the opportunity to score his 2 from the field, but Jordan at the free throw line just may set his all-time career high scoring record in this game tonight, and you folks are watching it. Jordan with 63, tying his high set in 86 versus Boston in 2 overtimes. Nance went out on the foul. He's fouled out. That obviously significant as Bennett, Doherty, and Williams are at the front line now. Michael Jordan just set his career scoring record of 64 points.
See, now what happens again with being in the penalty now, the severity of that is that every time Michael puts it on the floor and is fouled, he's stepping up and shooting 2 free throws. So when he beats you on the drive, you've got to hope to get help without fouling him. That's a very difficult thing to try to do.
I can't think about anything except maybe Michael will get 70. 1:40 to go.
It could happen if they start fouling.
Chicago by 3. Here's Price looking for Doherty inside. Cartwright was holding him. Doherty backs in, misses the shot, but will go to the free throw line. Brad Doherty goes to the line.
I tell you, Mark Price, it's so funny, because coaches have things they like to do in critical times. And Mark Price, when he ran that play, looked over and smiled because we talked about that before the game.